Where is Mathews Kimber? Let him go, and presently prefer his suit to Caesar.
He is addressed. Press near and second him. Casca, you are the first to rear your hand.
Are we all ready? What is now amassed that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar, until a Cimber throws thy seat and humble heart.
I must prevent these, Cimber. These crouchings and those lower curtsies might fire the blood of ordinary men, and turn the preordinate and first degree into the law of children. Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood that will be thawed from true quality. With that meddleth fools, I mean sweet words, low crooked curtsiness, and base spaniel fawnings, thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own to send more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother? I kiss thy hand, not in flattery, Caesar, desiring that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar, Caesar pardon. As low as to thy foot doth Caesar Cassius fall, to beg enfranchisement for Publius climber. I could well be moved, if I were you. If I could pray to move, my prayers would move me, but I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality. There is no fellow in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks, and they are all fire, and every one doth share, but there's one in all who doth hold his place. So in the world, and furnished well with men, and men of flesh, I know but one, and the unassailable holds on his rank, unshaked of motion, and that I am he. Let me a little show it, even in this, that I was constant Cimber would hold and be banished. The constant do remain to keep him so.
O Caesar,
Hence wilt thou lift up Olympus? Great Caesar? Doth not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak, hands for me.
Et tu, Brute!
Liberty, freedom, tyranny is dead. Run hence, proclaim, cry about it the streets. Some of the common culprits, and cry out liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement.
people and senators, be not frightened. Fly not, stand stiff. Ambition's debt is paid.
Go to the pulpit, Brutus.
And Cassius too.
Where's Publius?
Here, quite confounded with this mutiny.
Stand fast together, lest some friend of Caesar's should chance. Talk not of standing, Publius. Good cheer. There is no harm intended to your person, nor to no Roman else. So tell them, Publius.
And leave us, Publius, lest that the people, rushing on us, should do your age some mischief.
Do so, and let no man abide this deed, but we the doers.
Where is Antony?
Fled to his house amazed. Men, wives, and children stare, cry, and run, as if it were doomsday.
Fates, we will know your pleasures. Then we shall die, we know it. 'Tis but the time, and drawing days out, that men stand upon.
Why, he that cuts off 20 years, cuts off so many years of fearing death.
Grant that, and that death is a benefit. So are we Caesar's friends, that have abridged his time of fearing death. Stoop, Romans, stoop, and let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood, up to the elbows, and besmear our words. Then walk forth, even to the marketplace, and waving our red weapons o'er our heads, let's cry, peace, freedom, and liberty.
Stoop then, and wash, how many ages hence Shall this, our lofty scene, be acted over, in states unborn, in accents yet unknown?
How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport, now that on Pompey's basis lies uplong, no worthier than the dust?
So oft as that shall be, so often shall the knot of us be called, the men that gave their country liberty.
What, shall we forth?
Aye, every man away. Brutus shall lead, and we all will grace his heels with the boldest and best hearts of Rome.
Soft, who comes here? A friend of Antony's.
Thus, Brutus, did my master bid me kneel. Thus did Mark Antony bid me down. And thus being prostrate, did he bade me say, Brutus is a noble, wise, valiant, and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. Say I love Brutus, and I honor him, but say I fear Caesar, honored him, and loved him. If Brutus vouchsafe that Antony may safely come to him, and be resolved, how Caesar hath deserved to lie in death. Mark Antony shall not love Caesar dead so well as Brutus living, but will follow the fortunes and affairs of noble Brutus through the hazards of this untrod state with all true faith. So says my master Antony.
Thy master is wise and valiant, Roman. I never thought him worse. Tell him, so please him come into this place. He shall be satisfied, and by my honor depart untouched.
I'll fetch him immediately.
I know that we shall have him well to friend.
I wish we may, but yet I have a men that fears have much, and my misgiving still falls shrewdly to the purpose.
But here comes Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony.
O mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, spoils, sunk down to this little measure? Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be left blood? Who else is rank? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument of half that worth as those of your swords, made rich with the most noble blood of all this world. I do beseech you, if you bear me hard, now whilst you purpled hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure, live 1,000 years. I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place will please me more, no mean of death, as here by Caesar, and off you cut off the choice and master spirits of this age.
O Antony, beg not your death of us, though now we must appear bloody and cruel, as by our hands, and this our present act. You see we do, yet see you but our hands. And this bleeding business they have done, our hearts you see not, they are pitiful. And pity to the general wrong of Rome, as fire drives out fire, so pity, hath done this deed on Caesar. For your part, to you our swords have leaden points, Mark Antony. Our army in strength of malice, and our hearts of brother's temper, do receive you in with all kind love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the disposing of new dignities.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude beside themselves with fear, and then we will deliver you the cause. Why I, that did love Caesar when I struck him, have thus proceeded.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me as his bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus, I will shake with you. Next, Caius Cassius, I do take your hand. Now Decius Brutus, yours. Now Metellus, yours. Cinna, and my valiant Casca, yours. Though not last in love, yours, good Trebonius. Gentlemen all, alas, what shall I say? My credit now stands on each slippery ground. That one of two bad ways must you conceit me, either a coward or a flatterer. That I did love thee, Caesar, oh, 'tis true. If then thy spirit look upon us now, shall it not grieve thee dearer than thy death, to see thy Antony making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes, most noble, in the presence of thy course? Has I as many eyes as thou hast wounds, weeping as fast as they stream forth thy blood? It would become me better than to close in terms of friendship and thine enemies. Pardon me, Julius, here wast thou brave taught. Here did thou fall, and here thy hunters stand, signed in thy spoil, and crimsoned in thy leaf. O world, thou waste the forest of this heart, and this, O, indeed, the heart of thee. How like a deer, strucken by many princes, dost thou here lie.
Mark Antony.
Pardon me, Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this, then in a friend it is cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so, but what compact mien you have with us? What, will you prick a number of our friends? Or shall we on not depend on you?
Therefore I took your hands, but it was, indeed, swayed from the point, by looking down on Caesar. Friends am I with you all, and love you all, upon this hope that you shall give me reasons why, and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else were this a savage spectacle. Our reasons are so full of good regard, that you, Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I seek, and I am moreover suitor than I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, a word with you. You know not what you do. Do not consent that Antony speak in his funeral. Know how much the people may be moved by that which he will utter.
By your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first, and show the reason of our Caesar's death. What Antony shall speak, I will protest. He speaks by leave and by permission, and that we are contented Caesar shall have all true rights and lawful ceremonies. It shall advantage more than us than do us wrong.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Mark Antony, here, take you Caesar's body. You shall not in your funeral speech blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar, and say you do it by our permission. Else shall you not have any hand at all about his funeral, and you shall speak in the same pulpit whereto I am going, after my speech has ended.
Be it so, I do desire no more.
Prepare the body then, and follow us.
O pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe the hand that shed his costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prosper, which like dumb mouth do I open the ruby lips to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. The curse shall light upon the limbs of men, domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar, that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants corded with the hands of war, all pity choked with custom and fell deeds, and Caesar's spirit, raging for revenge, with 8 by his side, come hot from hell, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth, with carrion men groaning for burial. You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did right for him to come to Rome.
He did receive his letters, and he is coming, and bid me to say to you word of mouth, O Caesar.
Thy heart is small, thy heart is big, get thee apart and weep. Passion I see is catching, for mine eyes, seeing those beads of sorrow stand there, begin to water. Is thy master coming?
He lies tonight within several leagues of Rome.
Post back with speed, and tell him what has chanced. Here is morning Rome, a dangerous Rome, no Rome of safety for Octavius yet. His hence tell him so, yet stay a while. Thou shalt not back until I have blown this course. Into the marketplace, there I shall, in my oration, have the people take the cruel issue of this bloody men, according to which thou shalt discourage to young Octavius of the state of things. Lend me your hand.